Today is August 19, 2016. It's 4:40 p.m. Special Agent David Toomey, Arkansas State Police at the Drew County Courthouse with Sheriff Mark Ober. Interviewing Rocky Holmes. Miss Lisa Holmes, Rocky's mother, is present during the interview. All right, Rocky. Just tell me the events that led up to you and Ben and Brady and Kinsley were together. Just tell me what led up to that.
I was at my house and I had a few friends over. Jonathan, his girlfriend Courtney, and Keith. And they were all at my house. And about the time that they were leaving, Brady and Kinsley had stopped by the house to say hey. So I got in the truck with them and we were just talking for a few minutes and we ended up leaving. And,
What day was that?
Friday.
I think it was Wednesday.
I don't know what day it was.
You remember about what time they came over?
Yeah, it was around 10 o'clock.
At night or in the morning?
At night.
At night?
Yeah, pretty sure it was around 10.
Okay.
We went by Walmart and Kinsley went inside and stole some air duster. And
Whose idea was that?
Brady's.
Brady?
Brady or Kinsley, one of them got the air duster. And Brady wanted to hit it and it wasn't a good idea to hit air duster and drive, so we went by a cemetery. I don't know where the cemetery is, I've never been out there, but yeah, she stopped up there and was hitting it. And then she was talking about Ben called her, he was wanting her to come pick him up. So we drove out to Ben's house. We went a little bit down the road from his house. It was on some gravel. And he came and got in the truck, and right when he got in the truck, him and Brady started arguing. He called her out on doing the air duster, told her she didn't need to be doing it. And they were arguing about that. And after we sat there for a minute listening to them argue, and then we went to G's Landing at the river. And
Hold on just a second. Let's go back to the cemetery. Okay. Y'all went to the cemetery.
Yeah.
Said Brady and Kinsley were doing air dust.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you do any air dust?
No,
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
Okay, but you're not gonna get any trouble.
Yeah, I already know.
Okay. So they were just doing air dust.
Yeah.
How long were y'all at the cemetery?
Like 20 minutes maybe.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
And then y'all left there and went to pick up Ben. Did you know Ben before this?
No, sir. I mean, I've heard about him. He's heard about me, but we didn't know each other.
Okay.
Anyway, we picked him up after him and Brady stopped arguing. He got on the phone, and I remember him saying something to this guy about his girlfriend. I wasn't really listening in on the conversation, but he was talking to some guy about his girlfriend. And we pulled up at the river, and Ben and Kinsley got out and went and sat on the tailgate. And I was sitting up front in the driver's seat, plugging my phone in to play some music, and Brady was standing in the passenger side door, and she leaned over and kissed me. And Ben got mad at that, and they started arguing again. And Brady was like, forget this. She took her shirt off and went and got in the water. And me and Kinsley were sitting in the truck listening to music. And
Was there anybody at the river when y'all got there?
yeah, there was a heavyset man and a woman there, but they left shortly after we got there.
Okay.
After Brady went and got in the water, Ben went out there with her. Me and Kinsley were sitting in the truck listening to music, and some time went by. I'm not exactly sure how long we were in there, but Brady got to call her my name. And I got out, and she said that Ben had went underwater. She said he hit it a couple times, and she kept pulling his face out of the water.
She did what? She said what?
She said Ben was hitting it in the water, and like he kept putting his face down in the water.
Hitting the
air duster.
dust?
And she said that she kept having to pull his face out of the water. And she said that she threw the can, and he went back out and got it, and then jumped back in the water. And he had went under after he hit it, and he didn't come back up. So she was calling my name, and I got out the truck, and I got my boxers, and I looked around in the water.
How was she, when she called your name? Was it like just, calm? Was it she frantic?
wasn't calm, but it wasn't frantic. She was.
Did it seem urgent? Like something was wrong?
I think she called my name a few times before that, but I couldn't really hear it over the music.
But when you did hear what did it sound like?
Rocky! And I got out and I went to the water. I took my clothes off and she said that he went under, so I jumped in the water and I was out there for a pretty good while looking for him, and finally it just.
How deep was the water?
You get up to about the middle, you can't touch, or a little bit before the middle. I looked around out there for a little while for him, and there wasn't no current or anything. So I was thinking, he probably like went to the other side and was hiding up there. So Kinsley was like, well, maybe he just got out and got his clothes and went home. So me and Kinsley looked around on the bank for his clothes, and Brady was still in the water, and me and Kinsley couldn't find his clothes. We couldn't find his clothes, so Brady got out and she walked me down to the rope swing, and that's where his clothes were. So I grabbed his boots and Brady grabbed his clothes, and we walked back to the truck. And we were thinking, maybe he's walking down the road. So we put his clothes in the truck, we rode down the road, see if we'd see him walking. We never seen him, so we brought his clothes back, and we set him out and grabbed the air duster cans and turned around and left and drew the cans out on the way back.
How many cans were it? Three cans?
I think one was in the water with Ben when he jumped in, because we only had 2 cans that we threw out on the way back.
Okay. You remember what color the cans were?
I'm colorblind.
Did you ever see Ben with a cell phone?
He said he called Brady's mom, and
From his phone?
I'm pretty sure, I'm guessing, yeah. But I remember when we went and got his clothes and we were on the way back, Kinsley was talking about having his phone. She was sitting in the back seat and I was in the passenger seat. She was talking about having his phone on the way back, and she was like, I'm taking his phone. This is what he gets for trying to scare us.
That's what Brady said.
That's what Kinsley said.
Kinsley? So how long would you say that y'all were down there looking for him until y'all left?
I don't know. I know I looked for him in the water for a good 30, 45 minutes. And we were out there and we had like pulled the truck around, shining the headlights on the water and looked for him. At one point, Brady said she heard a splash over there. She said it didn't sound like a fish or anything. So that's when I really got to thinking, oh yeah, he's messing with us.
So what do you think? What were you thinking that time that was going on? You think he was messing with y'all?
I thought because him and Brady were arguing pretty bad. I thought he was just trying to hide from her and scare her a little bit. And then when she told me that she heard that splash, I was like, oh yeah, he's messing with us. And then,
You hadn't been around him a whole lot, so you didn't know him.
No. I figured, when Brady kissed me that he was gonna be mad at me, but he never came in or run or anything.
He didn't say he had no cross words with you or nothing like that.
He didn't say anything to me after that.
But he was mad because Brady was doing air.
Yeah, that's what the argument started over.
So what time would you say that y'all left him down there?
I'm not really sure. I know I made it home at like 1 o'clock.
You got home around 1?
I'm pretty
They
sure.
drop you off?
Yeah. Now, how long do you think it'd take to get from Z's Landing to Uptown, Monticello?
About 25, 30 minutes.
Yeah, so we left probably around 12:30.
So they dropped you off, then they went on there wherever they went
Yeah.
to. You didn't go anywhere else?
No.
After all this happened, did Kinsley or Brady contact you about what happened down there?
Brady and Kinsley, they drove to my house the next day and told me that they still ain't found Ben. And that's when I was like, something must have happened. He probably really is dead. And then shortly after that, the lieutenant called me, and I came up here and they interviewed me.
But nobody, I mean, you, Brady, Kinsley, ever called 911 or anybody to help y'all look for
When
him?
it finally hit me that it was like I wasn't thinking, you know, he died or anything like that. Just never really
Farthest thing from
seemed
your mind.
real. And I thought he was just messing with us. And like when they came over and told me that they still ain't found him or anything, that's when it hit me. You know, dude's probably dead. Like that was a lot to take in. And then about 30 minutes later, the lieutenant called me.
Gotcha. Now, are you on any kind of probation or